fuck faces. We're back. It's the end of the year, last podcast of 2022. I got some of Willie Nelson's weed, so I'm a happy man. And Christmas is over. All the bills still need to be paid, but fuck it, who cares? Let's get it going. We do have a guest this week. Do you want to introduce him right off the bat?
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to add.
Oh, you do?
You guys probably feel like you know him already. Our I'm going to say biggest fan because he writes in more than anybody.
Yeah. If it's weird to call someone a fan because we're a bunch of douches.
He says
but either
fan.
way, but yeah, I think
he says fan, super fan on his fucking email. So I'm going to use the word.
Okay.
I wouldn't have otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But I will.
And I will
Harry
say,
guy.
Harry Guy is here. And you know what? The Harry Guy has been here a few times. He's never been as a guest. For a little bit there, you were our quasi-producer kind of thing you're trying to do, but then you decided that you would rather have gay sex with men on the weekends, so you stopped coming in, which is fine. You know, everybody's got their thing. I'm not judging over here. Everybody's got their thing.
You gotta make
money. It would have been nice, you know, but at the same time, we got fucking assholes like Hat Mutson who won't make the drive out here once a week and do it either. We really don't have friends. You know what I mean? We got each other, man.
You never have.
Everybody else, fuck them.
Yeah.
Because that's all you get. Whatever.
Yeah, we don't have the kind of friends that'll actually do stuff for you. We've got guys we go out with and party and talk to, but we don't have people that actually enrich our lives by doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, they'll drink our alcohol and smoke our drugs, but they're not actually going to go out of their way to help or anything like that.
Harry Guy at least did it for a little while.
Yeah.
Nick Minetti did it for 4 or 5 months, didn't he?
Yeah, well, Minetti couldn't touch it these days, so I mean that makes sense. Imagine old Companetti on the show. That would never work out. In fact, we'll just drop his name before he gets fired.
Matter of fact, Harry Guy brought me a gift.
Oh.
A soft tip.
That's a good tip.
This thing is what, about 2 cents?
Maybe less than that.
Maybe less than that.
Oh, nice 2-cent gift.
Yeah, 2-cent gift.
That's
with
not
no
bad.
fucking dart. So if I was to throw this thing at anything, it's not sticking.
It ain't sticking very much.
There's no dart.
I mean, if you're like I bet you a super dart thrower could just get the tip in.
I don't think anybody could get the tip in.
Well, let's ask the fucking expert.
I don't think you could.
The best dart player in the world.
You're not getting that tip in a board.
And one of those like little stupid boards with the holes in them?
There's no way.
I'm not talking about like a real dart board.
No. I don't think there's any way possible that's going in.
You know,
that should be the ultimate goal for darters. To be able to do that. I mean, that's impressive.
I don't know if this is real or
everybody's
or
through a fucking like what's bullseye. Everyone's done that. Yeah. All right, everyone's had their perfect game. Probably not everyone, but you know it's happened a million times. No one's threw the soft tip in just by
without
itself.
The dart.
That is the ultimate dart glory. You know, that's
my new goal.
That's
New
next
Year's
level.
Resolution.
You couldn't get enough velocity on this to make it stick.
You couldn't, but the best dart thrower ever should.
But you know what? I did watch a guy the other day. I don't know if it was fake or not. He literally was taking playing cards, and whipping them and cutting fruit in half.
That's possible.
He did it with a banana playing card. And he would just whip it, and it would literally go and slice right through the fucking
They have to be like those plastic-coated poker cards
but
or
still,
something. I mean, there's no way a regular-ass card's going through fruit.
Oh, dude, these card throwers, they are pretty magical. I mean, they can throw...
They can stick them into fucking...
I don't doubt that they can throw and they're accurate and all that stuff. I just don't see how the physical card could go through fruit.
I think they probably
maybe like a banana with.
You've watched Jackass a million times, right?
Yeah, I just watched it with my son the other night.
Remember the card thrower that stuck the card in Wee Man's ass?
Yeah, but he stuck it in the cheeks.
I mean, Wee Man was the first.
Yeah, but like you said, he stuck it in cheeks. He's not breaking.
Yeah, but
not actually. I mean, if he threw it and it like stuck in his back, you know, like a knife, I'd be like, oh shit.
He had some cuts on his ass.
You're right. He did have some cuts on his ass. Which one was that?
That was like Jackass 2.
Okay. We're revisiting the franchise inside.
Yeah.
All right. My son is obsessed with the Jackasses. He thinks they're the funniest things ever. So,
are you planning on watching this new series, Woo, that's coming out? It's all about Ric Flair.
Oh, are you? Do you know about this?
I do not know about this.
Whoa, you got two wrestling fucking nerds, and you're the one. You know, I think I did hear about it, but I
it's literally called Woo with like 10 O's.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's all about how he became
Ric Flair?
Richard Flair to Ric Flair and Woo and everything he went through. A series starts, I believe, in January.
Yeah.
I think it's on Hulu. It's on literally the front page of the Fire Stick. When you get it, it's up there.
I bet you it's going to be corny, but I'll probably still watch it.
Well, but I mean, they're going to have interviews with every big wrestler.
Is it authorized? Is he behind it?
Oh, yeah. He's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay, he's in it?
He talks through it, yeah.
So you're not going to get the real shit. You're not going to get him walking up and down the airplane waving his dick at the ladies or anything. Like
you probably will.
I don't
you're
know.
not getting an actor.
No, I don't think
because he's always acted like he
that.
did nothing wrong with stuff like that.
Oh, well,
like, Flair was known in the backstage to be the guy that corners you and whips his dick out.
He
you
was
know what
the
I mean?
man.
Like that's his thing.
He
like,
didn't just get Nature Boy for a reason.
Yeah, he was a creep, a full creep. And I'm not judging him, but I'm just saying, like, if that kind of shit was going on the TV, he'd probably not die out.
I'm just going to tell you what
a great man. Or known as a great man in this day and age, anyways, where everybody's all fucking judgy about whipping your dick out and throwing it at some people.
You can't just do that anymore.
Yeah, not like the good old days.
Yeah, like 1992, maybe.
Dude, back when I had my own drinking fountain and I could show my dick to anyone, life was so great.
He didn't get arrested. Okay, I'm trying to see what...
Oh, no, he didn't get arrested because he was on a fucking plane full of wrestlers for the big one, and everyone was shit canned.
It's called,
called The Plane Ride from Hell.
Becoming Ric Flair.
Man, that has to be a good show, though.
Yeah, I will watch it. I will definitely watch it.
Yeah, I figured it'd be right up both of your alleys.
You know what show I've been revisiting here lately is Trailer Park Boys.
I never got into it. And in fact, we had a big discussion last night on our game about, well, we didn't, but they were talking about Letterkenny. And that's another Canadian show, and I just can't do Canada.
Well, I was going to say...
I can't do Canada. Like, as soon as you go, oh, that's Canadian, I'm like, I'm out.
I was going to say that we look like the Kmart version of Trailer Park Boys right now. We got the drunk over here that never
you definitely got dipshit
I got
glasses.
the bubbles right here, what do you say? And we got Jason over there that's
I take
Ricky.
offense to the drunk.
You know, Ricky, I had a poster of Ricky for a long time, though, because he looked like Whoopi's ex-boyfriend. Ricky looked exactly like him in the face. So I hung up the poster to give him shit all the time. But I was never really a big... I watched like a season of it. I laughed. Don't get me wrong.
Great.
It's funny.
It's good shit.
But and for Canadians, it's not bad, but... Fuck Letterkenny. That's all I'm really trying to say.
When Lucas was on the show and he was giving me that tattoo, the first thing I thought of when I saw his face and his beard is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You see Hacksaw with him?
Yeah, the long brown hair, the beard.
I don't think Hacksaw had a beard.
Hacksaw had a beard sometimes.
At one point, he definitely had a beard.
He might have had a beard, but it wasn't like a big long beard when he had it. It was more of just a...
Oh, yeah, no. It was like a groomed beard.
Yeah, it was like a groomed beard. He was actually kind of a pretty boy outside of the crossed eyes and the...
He was actually a bodybuilder, so...
Yeah. No, Hacksaw definitely didn't have a beard, buddy. Not a big one.
He did.
Not a big one. You're talking to two wrestling experts.
I'm talking about...
That's not a big beard.
That's a manicured beard.
That's like my beard
Lucas's
right
beard goes down below his tits. All right?
You said he didn't have a beard.
No, I said he didn't.
He's got a beard.
Because that's not a beard to me.
That's not a beard?
That's like me. Like, I don't really got a beard. I mean, I got facial hair, but this isn't really a beard. Like, a beard's like
that's just a simple beard.
No, look at this.
It's a little bit more running out,
man.
That's hair right there. That's the mullet.
No one gives a shit. Let's get off Hacksaw Jim Duggan's beard. No one can see.
All right, so this is our last show, and we had a definite...
Ever? We're quitting? It's done, guys.
We had a definite
156
fucking,
is enough.
Thing happened. It looks like fucking Daddy White locked down the death pool.
Yes, yeah, the death pool. Let's get to it. We had high drama, which, listen, we got 2 days.
It was you and Alex tied up until this point, right?
We have today and tomorrow. There is more death that could happen. But it looks like last-minute heroics on the part of Pele put Daddy White in the lead for the death pool.
How old was Pele?
Pele was 82 years old.
So there's 18 points.
Now, it didn't update my shit. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. So, leaderboard now. Daddy White has 32. Daddy White had Jerry Lee Lewis and Pele. 14 plus 18 gave him 32 points. He nailed 2 of them this year. Everybody else only had 1. Pele also did put Brian Sebastian on the board with 18 points.
Did I have any?
No, you didn't have any. Second year in a row, right?
No, I had some last year.
You had someone last year? Only 5 people, or what is that? 6 people had
You had like Betty White or something like that.
No, I didn't have Betty White.
Betty White died on like the first or the second, didn't she? Didn't she barely miss it?
I thought she died on... Maybe
she was 99.
But it was right on the cusp of the year.
No, I had Rush Limbaugh last year.
Oh, did you get Rush?
I had Rush.
Yeah, I had Rush too. A few people had Rush. Anyone paying attention last year should have had Rush.
Yeah.
The guy was dying.
Yeah, he was fucking dying.
And honestly, some of us probably should have had Pele, but obviously 2 people knew.
Yeah, but see, I don't think about soccer in any way, shape, or form ever.
You know, and I was surprised when I was seeing the highlights. He was famous in like the 50s. Like a long time ago.
He was the first one that like jumped up, flipped upside down, and kicked it behind him.
Did that scissor kick or whatever they call it?
The bicycle, yeah.
Oh, the bicycle kick.
He was the first one that did that.
Hey, good for Pele, and I'm sure he was really good. And he lived a long, full life, lived to 82, was a hero in his country for fucking 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
And he also got Daddy White the win.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You think Daddy White's going to want something like rice wine or some shit that his wife would drink? Yeah, some sake.
No, sake's Japanese.
Yeah,
his wife's Filipino.
Oh, okay. What do the Filipinos drink?
I don't know. But I don't think he's going to get a drink. I don't think his wife drinks, would be my guess.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't know if Daddy White drinks.
I feel like they drink a little bit of wine.
I think Daddy White will probably
have a glass or two every often.
Now
like
and then, yeah.
A special events kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to has to tell us what he wants, at least what.
Hey, you're off the hook. You know, well, now you got something to split it with. This will be the first year. We've only done this 2 years. It'll be the first year I haven't won. And if I win, then I don't pay. But if, if someone else wins, then me and Chris will split it. So that's
I don't
good.
know what Daddy White's going to want. He's going to have to let us know because I don't see him getting beat at this point.
I don't either. It's going to be a tough one. You know, you never know. Maybe AOC goes
for
down.
That crazy New York party with Macaulay Culkin.
Culkin's going to get some fentanyl this weekend.
I don't want you to die there, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin!
I mean,
but I do, you're on my list and you're worth 50 or 60 points.
Demi Lovato could croak over at any point.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan, who knows what she's up
Demi
to these
Lovato's
days.
got serious depression issues.
She does right now.
That's why she ends up on people's lists. No one knows how Artie Lang's even alive, so I mean that could pop up anytime now.
I think
That's
I've got Artie Lang, don't I?
Ghislaine has made it. I think she's past the point where she's going to get murdered. Right?
Oh yeah, she's
I don't think she should be on everyone's death list next year.
No, she's I feel like she's a safety pick.
I mean, anyone on Get Pussy's list dies, he still won't win because they're all so goddamn old outside of Travis Scott.
He's got Lamar Odom.
Well, and he's got Carol Channing, who died 4 years ago.
Real quick, though, I had Ludacris on my pool, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is, I don't know if it was a month ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, his manager was shot and killed. So,
what you think you should get some some 2 points?
I was real close. I was real close on that one. Close.
How's Phil Taylor doing? Because no one would fucking know. I'll tell you that.
He's out here just grinding, playing darts every day.
Oh, what a loser! All right.
See, I had legitimately.
You had some big ones.
Macaulay's not on my list this year.
Oh, he's not. You're rooting for death for no reason, you horrible person.
He was on my list last year.
Nice. Well, you still could get Kesha. She's pretty depressed. Jimmy Walker won't get you to win. Chevy Chase won't get you to win.
Charlie Sheen would get me to win.
Charlie Sheen would get you to win.
HIV-positive bastard.
Yeah, but they live forever nowadays, so that's not a problem.
Hey, he got tiger blood, too.
Yeah, and he's got the tiger blood. But this does remind me, everyone, get your 2023 death pool list together. We'll probably do that one in about 3 weeks. I figure we do that about mid-January. I'm looking forward to that again. I'm going to do some
research this time.
I know we got some new contestants that said they wanted to get in it this year, so it might be a little bit more hotly contested.
I want to find some people that are, just a little bit of an issue that could turn into something else.
Yeah, you got to do the research.
Yeah, I didn't do any research. I just kind of do it and say,
but since we're talking about people that should die, can you believe this motherfucker is winning our Pick'em list, our Pick'em league? Well, now we have a Pick'em league where we go against the spread. And then, at the beginning of the year, you're looking at the people you're playing against, and you're like, all right, this guy's going to do all right. This guy's going to do all right. I don't know about this fella. And then I see your name, and I'm like, and this fucking nerd is not going to
He's a white horse.
He's not going to know football.
And I would say dark horse, but...
Did you play football growing up?
Played a little bit of football.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
What years?
Played from 7th to 9th grade.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, nice 2-3 years of football. So there's a little bit in there. Not that Little League fucking matters, but still, I just don't take you as a football guy.
Played defensive end. That was it.
How?
That was it.
How? No sacks.
Defensive end, right? A tall, fast guy.
I bet the quarterback felt safe.
He did. He did. He definitely felt safe in the pocket there.
The tackle did his nails.
To me, I think of you as like the guy out in the right field picking daisies in baseball.
That was left field for me.
Left field's a better position. The right fielder, because there was not many left-handers.
no left-handed batters.
That's where you left-handed kids.
That's where you always put the shittiest ball player as a kid. Like if you're a little league coach, shittiest player right field.
You'd rather be on the bench than right field.
I'm telling you, all you parents out there that maybe didn't grow up or know anything about baseball, and you're taking your kids to little league practice and stuff, and you notice they put your kid out in right field. Get him out of the sport, man. Find him a better one. It's not going to work for him.
What they're doing at that point is giving him the everybody must play rule right there.
Yeah, so they're telling you he's batting ninth and he's in right field. The guy he don't have much of a future in this one. Maybe he will be all right in computers, or maybe teach him how to play piano. Well, some stuff like that. But
as he gets older, he'll run into more left-handed batters.
Or as we've talked about last week, can he run? Well, if he can run, he can play soccer because that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And, maybe kick a ball every so often. But otherwise, right fielders are fucked.
Somebody else.
But let's get back to the fact that Harry Guy is up And he's really the only guy that has a chance outside of him and Shane. It's down to two people. Shane. You and Shane. Everybody else is, I think, within like 5 or 6 out.
Matt's the next closest. He's like 7 behind.
Yeah, but at this point, you're not getting it.
I'm either at the top of the leaderboard for the week or at the bottom. I'm not. You
were dead last week. So
I know, and you know what? I was looking at my picks, going, pick it again. I'd take that again. A lot of these spreads are just way too fucking high for me to look at. Although I did take Dallas. I liked the 13.5. I thought they would win by 2 touchdowns.
Well, here's the funniest part about that. I picked it at 14.5.
So did I.
So I picked it at 14.5.
I was celebrating that all last night.
And I switched it from Tennessee to Dallas, and I'm like, okay, that half point could fuck me, right? But no, it literally switched to 13.5 right before kickoff. I didn't think it
switched.
Right before kickoff.
I didn't think it switched. I thought our particular league, they put the spreads in and that was it. Because if they switched, that's not really fair if you pick earlier in the week and shit like that.
Well, no, if you bet on something at a spread, you get it no matter what it goes off at.
That also, yeah. So, and me and Matt Hudson put in for the 14.5, and we're celebrating the fucking hook last night. And then next thing we know, we look at it today, and it changed to 13.5, and I got a loss.
Well, that was the same with me. I'm sitting there pissed off at the hook, and I check it, and it's 13.5. I'm like, hell yeah.
I got it too.
But I switched it right as they announced that Dobbs was starting over Malik, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, the quarterback change, anything could happen. I didn't know Derrick Henry was not playing, so I just got lucky.
First of all, real quick about the game, Dobbs is awful.
He's awful.
He throws a screen pass at 90 miles an hour.
Hey, I never seen Dobbs. What is he?
He's a NFL
I know that.
veteran, been there 8-9 years.
Is he black?
Yeah, bald, black, skinny.
Is he adopted by Asians?
He looks that way.
They showed his parents, man, and his parents were like 2 old Asian people, and you're like, wait a second.
He's like the Heinz Ward color. I'm like,
okay, so maybe he's Hawaiian or something.
I don't know.
But if you're 5 feet away from you, he's throwing it like you're 90 yards downfield. Yeah. And he's wondering why people are dropping these passes, because he's fucking rifling everything. A screenplay. He's fucking rifling right through these guys' hands.
Hey, at least Robert Woods caught more passes last night than I think he did the whole season.
Well, how many picks did Dobbs have last night? 2 or 3?
Something like that.
I mean, come on, dude.
Dude, you know who's pissed off right now?
Who?
Sitting in his cell, hating minorities and us.
Vern Schillinger?
Vern Schillinger, us talking sports. And you guys have probably fucked up a couple things just saying like about the interceptions. And he's sitting there taking notes.
2 or 3.
I don't know, nor do I give a shit. I barely watched that game last night.
But Dak had a couple as well.
Dak had a couple.
Because Dak's a turd. Dak's the most overrated quarterback in the league.
Well, hold on a second. I thought, even though Tennessee up until last week at 7-7 was leading the division, which is a joke at 7-7. Now they're not. Jacksonville's got it now.
Jacksonville could win that division right now.
But I didn't think a team could look as bad as Tennessee did last night until I remembered Indy the other day. Indy looked so fucking bad.
Well, they got a high school coach. I mean, he was a great center, Jeff Saturday, Hall of Famer, but he was coaching high school ball.
Yeah, but he wasn't out there running any of the plays. They couldn't do a fucking thing. And Nick Foles, my God.
He looked like
what happened to the Nick Foles that was playing for the Eagles, taking him to the fucking...
He's only good in Philly.
Yeah.
He's only good in Philly.
That was a freak accident, but let's do hot takes. Most overrated quarterback in the league. I just named mine. I think it's Dak.
Right now?
Yeah. No, I'm not asking about 1984.
No, or I'm talking beginning of the season who didn't pan out.
I'm just saying in general, the most overrated quarterback. This is supposed to be hot takes. It's supposed to be quick. We're not thinking about this.
Matt Ryan.
What? Who's overrating Matt Ryan? He's 95 years old. We didn't expect him to be that great.
He went through 3 quarterbacks, and they brought him right back.
Well, it's because they have no choice. I wouldn't call him overrated. No one's out there saying he's doing good.
He wasn't Russell Wilson. Then.
Okay, there you go. But everybody's saying he sucks. So right now,
he's awful.
Russ is the most overrated quarterback in the league.
Because
right now, you think?
Well, because the Seattle fans and the Russell Wilson fans still think he's got game in him. I don't think you can put him anywhere. I don't think the Seattle
fans do anymore. Well, maybe the fans do, but I don't think. I think the Seattle coaching staff knew this all along.
Well, the first half of the season, Geno Smith made it easy to erase the fucking Russell Wilson thing because he was playing good at the beginning of the year.
But you don't get rid of a Hall of Fame quarterback if you still think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. All right? Well, no matter what, no matter how big of a pain in the ass he is, you put up with he's still Russ Wilson. And I think fucking Seattle knew that he wasn't, so they're like, fuck it.
Yeah, but a lot of teams have done
trade
that.
him. Well, yeah, of course. And now he's there, and you combine. I don't think he's as bad as this season is either. I still don't think he's that bad. But I think you combine the horrible coaching in Denver, the horrible play calling, and him, and his attitude, and I think all the fucking players hate him. And from everything you hear, all of his teammates don't like him.
But the thing about it, even if you watch him play, and he's had a couple decent running backs go through there, Latavius Murray's playing okay for Latavius Murray, for somebody who's been with 12
He's actually playing better
than
Latavius Murray. That's the thing.
But he can't hit a guy wide open.
Yeah.
He doesn't scramble like he used to. He sucks.
No, he's played horrible this year. It don't make any sense how bad it is. But the drop off.
Guy that's
he
wide
didn't
open.
play great last year though, and people forget that. Like Russ hasn't been Russ in a few years, but he hasn't been this Russ either.
This is the
fall off.
This
is insane.
Not a starter Russ. This guy should be on the bench.
And he's going to be on that team for a while because they overpaid the shit out of him, and they're fucking stuck.
And right now, Elway's going, who the fuck is going to eat half of this fucking money and let me get rid of this turd? Because he's not going to do anything for him there.
I think they're hoping they can pull Sean Payton in, and Sean Payton can pull some magic off. You know
If
what I mean? And maybe you can, but who knows?
I really think it goes to show how good Pete Carroll is.
Pete Carroll's a hell of a coach.
He's a great coach.
You can't deny that. Pete Carroll's a hell of a coach.
Yeah,
without a doubt. But I hate Seattle like everybody
but here's
else.
my piece. You go into picking your spreads every week, and you look at Denver, and you're like, okay, they're -1.5. They got a shot to win every single week, and they just shit the bed. So that's why I would take him as the most overrated quarterback.
Yeah,
as a leader of that team, you're just leading your team down a shithole.
I get that. When I think overrated, though, I think of who people put in the top 5 that don't belong, and Dak still gets put in the top 5.
In the top 5.
Of course you wouldn't, because you're not overrating them. But if you watch ESPN and shit like that, you'll have who do you have your top 5s right now? You have your Mahomes, you have Allen,
Deshaun Watson,
you have Burrow, usually Herbert, and then they'll put in Dak, or maybe they'll throw in old ass Tom Brady. But
Dak is always in the conversation for top 5.
And it don't make sense because he's not. He's not that quarterback anymore. And Jalen Hurts actually should be up in that conversation now. He's turned into a completely different quarterback.
Do it one more year, and then I'll put him in
I will give you that.
I always said that he would be, out of that draft class, Jalen Hurts was probably going to be the best choice.
I don't care who the player is. I need 2 years like that to put him in the conversation. Because the year before this, he sucked.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts was awful.
I was in that year, because he came out the same year as Burrow.
Yeah.
And I remember that year thinking, if the Bengals don't get the number 1 pick and they don't get that top pick, I'd rather take Hurts in the second round than the other 3 quarterbacks that were up. Than Tua and Herbert.
Yeah.
But I wanted Burrow, obviously.
I always liked Herbert.
But I would have, if I was in the control when I got the number 2 pick that year, I probably would not have took another quarterback. I don't remember who else was there at the time. Maybe traded back or whatever. But I go back and I get that second pick in the second round, and I'd take Hurts there because I thought and at that time I thought Dalton was still serviceable. So you could put Hurts behind him for a couple years and then grow a quarterback. I'm glad we got Burrow.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm glad we lost those games we needed to fucking
Yeah, me
lose.
too.
As a Tampa Bay fan, real quick, where do we think Brady's going after this season?
Home.
Either the Raiders or the Niners.
Yeah.
I mean, one or the other. You think he's retiring? He's not retiring.
No, I think out of those 2 teams, I definitely think he goes to Vegas before he goes to San Fran.
Well, San Francisco is his favorite team.
I know. He grew up there.
He grew up there. He's always wanted to play there. That lineup is built to fucking kill.
Right.
So you put Brady in there, you're almost not guaranteed.
It's literally 1 quarterback away.
Yeah, Vegas, you're not there. You know what I mean? But you get to work with McDaniel, he was your OC for years and stuff like that.
I think Vegas is much more likely to say, fuck Derek Carr, than San Fran is to say, fuck Jimmy G.
Yeah, but Jimmy G's not on a contract. I think Jimmy G's going to say fuck San Francisco.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't think Jimmy G's coming back to San Francisco. I think that's a pretty much known thing.
No, I think Brady goes to Vegas myself.
And I think if they have a chance to get Brady.
I think Brady, first of all, is going to look at his receivers and go, I want to throw to Devontae Adams.
Derek Carr's already gone.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I think Brady's going to look at Devontae Adams over there and go,
I get that, but
I want to go there.
Because
I think when he looked at Tampa Bay, he looked at Mike Evans and Godwin and said, okay, I'll go there.
You don't think he looks at Debo?
You don't think he looks at Kittle the same way as he did Gronk?
He could. The Kittle could be the missing fucking piece.
McCaffrey, he's always liked his scat back running backs catching things out of him. They got
Josh
McCaffrey.
Jacobs played pretty fucking well this year.
And then, by the way, you only have to put up 15, 16 points a game to win because our defense is the best in the league.
Yeah. Not only that, but Brandon Ayuk is turned out to be a great
imagine
second
if you're in that case, you're fucking in the twilight of your career and you get to play for the team that you loved as a child. And not only you get to play with them, but you get to play with them when they're more stacked than they've ever been in history.
I think he
goes to San Francisco.
I think this year he has proved to be the egotistical Brady that everybody always said he was, even though, he's the GOAT. I think he's just going to go where he has the best chance to win. And granted, that is San Fran. Yeah. I just think he's going to get offered a lot more in Vegas.
Maybe. I don't know the cap situation for either, but
I don't even think he's looking at the money standpoint.
He's looking at the ring.
Well, yeah, but Brady's never been a money guy. He's very few times in Brady's history has he ever been one of the highest paid.
Ring guy.
He's the ring guy, yeah. And that's why I think San Francisco is the choice. You put him on the Raiders, they're still not winning. I mean, they might win, but they're not winning the championship.
I mean,
they're
seriously,
better.
Did anybody think that when he went to Tampa, that Tampa was going to win it that
Tampa
year?
Maybe not that year, but they were stacked.
They were stacked,
but
they were stacked before. They had Evans and fucking Godwin there for years.
They
Yeah,
had
but then they had
most
Jameis Winston, who was throwing it to the other team the whole time.
They had the most
They were
underrated
one quarterback
defense in the
away.
league.
They were one quarterback. They pretty much in the same situation that San Fran's in.
Yeah.
You know, they were a quarterback away from being by far the best team in the league.
I think Vegas offers him the fucking world.
And they could try, you know, and I know he was almost went to Vegas before he went to Tampa Bay. That was one of the places he thought about going, but that was when Vegas was still opening. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
San Fran is his hometown. He wants to play there. He was actually a little bit pissed off when they didn't pick him up, when they didn't draft him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, fuck these guys. I'm going to prove to you that you should have." I mean, none of that means anything, but the whole point is, I think they're going to offer him more in Vegas.
I just don't think that part matters. If you're going to sell me on Vegas, you're selling me on the fact that he's going to play with Josh McDaniel, who he likes and who was his OC for years, and he gets Devontae Adams as his receiver, Waller as his tight end. So he has a stacked. Renfro is like a perfect Tom Brady.
That's exactly
guy.
that's another Welker for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And an Amendola, that's what he loves. He loves the
now
little white guy.
they're probably not going to have Josh Jacobs next year, so they'll have to figure out the running back situation. But outside of that, San Francisco or the Raiders have an offense that he would like to play for, but I still think he goes to San Fran. I mean, as someone who's been a super fan my whole life of a team, I just couldn't imagine to be in a position to play for that team and win a championship for that team and to pass that up. You know what I mean? As a retirement year, especially.
Well, being a super fan of the Bengals, as I am also. Mm-hmm. What about the rumor of Whitworth coming back to fill in for Hal Collins this year? But wouldn't that be cool? I still think he can play. I know he can still play.
He could play better, or he could play up to the level the guy we got right now.
He's only, 8 months out of...
Now, you got to remember, you are asking the guy to come back after not being there for almost a year and play a position that he's never played. You know what I mean?
Unless you move
it's right
Jonah to the other side.
Yeah, but why would you do that?
But
you know what I mean? You're not going to take a young guy and move him just for a few months.
Didn't he come out himself and say he'll play left tackle, but right tackle he pretty much has no clue
interest.
how to play.
Did he actually say
that?
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
No
I think the
play.
Bengals would say, "All right, Jonah, you're going to right tackle for now. We're putting Whitworth on the left." If he ever came back.
But then are you really gaining anything?
Yeah.
Where?
I think Whitworth still.
I guess you got to
fucking play.
Okay, you got an upgrade at left tackle, but I'm just saying that right tackle you might lose out. Now you're asking Jonah to play a position he's never played, and he's not that fucking good at left tackle.
Exactly where I was going.
So
he's
why we want him at
great.
right tackle? You're still got a weakness
what
on
I'm
that
saying
line.
Is he's not a great left tackle.
No.
You're not gonna lose a lot putting him on the right side.
It bothers me they did his 5th year option.
So I'm saying you're not gonna lose much.
Yeah.
You're going to have a guy that's so-so as a tackle. We'll move him over here and put a good one on the left side. Someone who fucking won a Super Bowl last year with that fucking team.
Let's get out of sports. Let's get to, I got one. Let's hear it.
I need a hero. Holding out for a hero. Doug Morning Light. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be larger than life. I need a hero.
We need a hero. Everyone needs a hero. And this week, my hero, well, let me just first say, I don't know his fucking name because they're not giving his name out. This guy is very cool, though. He spent 22 days recently in the hospital, 8 of those days in intensive care. That we call him Mr. X because that's what they're calling him when they talk about this. It's a big thing right now. This fella, he decided to inject mushrooms. He was shooting up psilocybin. He was making mushroom tea and shooting it up, all right? Doing this for a while.
In his veins.
Turns out mushrooms can grow inside of your veins and your blood, and the fungi of the mushrooms and everything were actually growing mushrooms inside of this guy. He almost fucking died.
He should have.
He had almost complete organ failure out there just shooting up fucking mushrooms. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard. He went to the hospital, like, puking blood and stuff like that. Apparently, this guy's real fucked up as far as, like, mentally and everything else. But just the idea that you're just going to shoot up mushrooms all day, he decided to stop taking his crazy person medicine and shoot up mushrooms instead.
And this is the United States?
Yeah. Family found him, took him to the emergency room. It said he could not participate in meaningful interviews because he was out of his fucking mind. They're asking him questions. Like,
This guy's your hero.
Of course, man. Anyone that's going to shoot up mushrooms is a hero to me. That's a fucking cool thing to do. No one ever thought about doing it. This guy's out there doing it. So now we know. We know you can't do that. Because if you do that, you're going to grow mushrooms inside of your body, which are going to make your organs shut down.
And your veins would just burst at the fucking mushroom growing, and you'd bleed out in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, man. I don't know if the mushrooms grow like we see mushrooms like you think of a mushroom, or if like it's just like the little pores are going through his blood or whatever. But either way.
But let's say hypothetically, he survived long enough for these mushrooms to grow inside his body. Mm-hmm. He's going to instantly OD on this shit.
I don't know if you can OD on mushrooms per se, but I guess the fungi and stuff make the rest of your organs
wouldn't it just
fucking
continue
die.
to go? It would just, it's a continuous process at that point.
I would think you just stay tripping.
Yeah.
I mean, you have mushrooms.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. You just permanently be on a mushroom trip.
It's like having
just
a heroin IV.
Just like puking blood and giggling and shit. Like he became lethargic, nauseated, and his skin began
How old
to
is this
yellow.
dude, just say?
He soon developed diarrhea and began vomiting blood. 30-year-old.
30-year-old. You're 30,
Injecting
aren't you?
shrooms.
28.
He was
28.
he was trying to relieve his symptoms of bipolar disorder and opiate dependence, according to the report.
That's a good way to do it.
Yes.
He recently stopped his bipolar medication and started shooting up fucking mushroom tea. This guy is the fucking man. Mr. X, you are my hero of the week. And that's all I got on there.
Oh, fuck. I mean, that just shows you how fucked up people are in this fucking world, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I almost freaked out. You didn't know it, but I almost freaked out when you told me your buddy was taking shots of bourbon and injecting them in his fucking
Well, you don't
veins.
need to freak out because it was 20 years ago, so he lived.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have. I mean, that's like a highly concentrated amount of
believe
booze.
me, when he told me he did it, I was like, hey, man, don't do that.
It's
You know
probably smart.
why he did it? I mean, I don't know if you know, but you ever read The Dirt by Motley Crue? They did that.
They shot.
I think Tommy Lee did. One of them. Maybe it was Nikki Sixx. I don't know. One of the fucking losers shot up whiskey, and he heard about it, and that's why he did it. And I remember him telling me he was hanging out with heroin addicts, but he was scared to do heroin, so he thought, hey,
This is just alcohol.
I'll shoot up out. And Chris was a fucking hardcore alcoholic at the time. So I mean, the alcohol level.
Is that the guy you showed me? Like he was bald and skinny, and he was standing there naked in that picture.
He's most of my stories. He lived a 15-year period, probably maybe 10-year period, where he was the most crazy person ever. You know what I mean? And everything he did was fucking out there, and he did it mostly probably just to fuck with people. But either way, so a lot of those stories, the peeing on the floor and the cops stepping in it, the burning himself with the upside down cross.
Oh, that was him?
That's all the same dude, shooting up their heroin, catching himself on fire in the middle of the street.
Oh, what's the guy now? Like a camp counselor? Or?
Nah, he does. I don't know what he does, honestly. He did he works with his hands. He has his shit together. He has kids. He's doing fine.
Still got a scar across.
He's sober.
Or a scar on his chest.
I imagine
doesn't he?
that scar's still there. Yeah, I don't know how it wouldn't be there. It was on his side.
It would have to be there.
Keeps putting scar cream on it.
Dude, it was the grossest
You
thing.
showed me the video.
I know I've told you, but it was just still the grossest. I just remember going into the shower because we lived together, and he would peel the scar and put it in the soap dish, and I would be washing and look over and go, oh, it was so fucking gross, so gross. And then eventually
he didn't even scream when they did it. I mean,
he was so shit canned. The dude drank like, I think almost a half bottle like Everclear when we did it, and he was so out of it. He was in some pain. He was in some pain for a long time over
yeah,
that.
but I mean,
He actually went to the hospital eventually and told him that he fell asleep at a frat party. Because I told him, I was like, dude, do not tell people I did this to you.
Well, then they're going to get the cops
Like,
involved, and they're going to come after.
They didn't. But either way, I told him not to mention that his friend did it because I didn't want my name to be done there. At the time, I did it, but in retrospect, after he was like,
What'd you heat it with? Like a torch?
it was a cross we got from a funeral home. I put it on top of the stove for like 10 minutes. It was literally red, and took it, pliers, put it on his skin. It made the nastiest noise and smell for like 2 seconds, took it off, and it was the grossest scar I've ever seen in my life.
You had a video of it.
It turned green. It was, he eventually had to go to the hospital and get it taken care of. It was so nasty. And it was not like on a solar plex. So like every time he moved, it had to fucking hurt. It had to be the most painful thing ever.
I mean, do it with a little one.
But, no, it was a big ass cross.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was like 8 inches, something like that. It was one of the best moments of my life.
Was it really?
In retrospect, it's fucking hilarious. It's fucking, everybody lived. Everybody came out fine in the end. That's an experience. You ever experienced it? You ever branded upside down crosses in your friend's stomach?
I've never done it.
I did something not many people get to do.
You know what he did do, though?
What?
Made a double 18 in a tournament in Reno.
I don't know what that means because I'm not a nerd.
Why darts?
Why darts?
Why darts?
All right.
Let me tell you.
We get to that
go into
segment.
this. I have to get into this because
Dude, darts is the only game where you can play
and not have athletic skill.
and
right.
well, not only not have athletic skill, but have hot Latinas behind you just
Would you
rooting
knock
you on
it
the
off
ball.
with these
You're so
hot
full of
Latinas?
shit. You are so
No one
full of
believes
shit.
this.
Okay.
dude.
No girl
you-
wants to fuck a dart player. It just doesn't happen.
You guys took it the wrong way, right? So we're at this beautiful hotel in Chicago, and
You guys are gonna have to take this. I got to take a pee-pee.
there's a hot Latina engagement party going on, and there's like 2 guys out of the whole group, and there's like probably 250, 300 women. And my goodness, they came and watched us play darts and everything.
But the way you made it sound is that, oh yeah, they were in there scouting us and they were all over us.
I'll
and,
tell you what, you just
they
didn't know how
wandered
to-
into the next ballroom is what they did.
You didn't know how to read the email. That's all it was. And I know you're getting old, but that's okay.
It has nothing to do with my age. It has to do with the fact that you represented that these hot Latino women were there specifically to watch these guys play darts.
Hey, you know what the best part about that event is so they had the hot Latina engagement party, but what it's supposed to be every year is a BDSM festival.
See, now
Right.
that would have been interesting.
So yeah,
Have
so-
some chick hanging on you with a ball gag. You know what I mean?
They have sex swings in there. They have the chains. They have the boards. They have it all, right?
You know, I did one of those sex swings once.
Oh yeah.
This-
Enjoy it?
No, this girl, it was cool because, but first of all, I don't like to fuck standing up.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like
It ruins-
if
it
a
ruins
girl
the
bends
event.
over the bed and I have to stand up behind her, I like to be able to, kind of relax and when I'm
Feel
screwing.
like your knees are bent.
Yeah, you feel
They're
like your
locked in
knees are bent,
place.
and when you do nut, you got to hold some of it back because you're standing up. So I don't like to fuck standing up.
Yeah.
But
I like that. I went to the
When I did-
bathroom and you guys were talking about darts, and I come back and they're talking about fucking
well,
standing.
he was talking about it used to be a B&D thing. But anyway, the swing was kind of cool because all I had to do was hold on to her legs and move her
You
legs.
just move the swing.
Move her legs, yeah. And the swing just kind of rocked back
Yeah.
and forth.
Are you talking about the sex swing?
Yeah, I was sure that the swing, that the whatever was in the ceiling was going to give in and she was going to come tumbling down. Didn't happen. And it was kind of cool because it was literally at dick level.
Yeah.
I didn't have to bend down or.
Oh, you can strap that thing like you could just.
Yeah, and all
it's
she
an
has to do is
extension.
let a little more ass down,
Yeah.
to get in there. And then you just literally move the feet like this. And it was kind of cool, but I'm just not a fan of fucking standing
See,
up.
I don't even think I would like that though. I like the assertion. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing.
I feel like if I'm just pushing a feather, I wouldn't like that.
Oh, no, it was pretty fun. So, but what I'm saying is what you did to the millions of viewers and listeners is you represented that these hot Latino women were there
They were.
to watch you play darts.
They did come and watch us play darts.
They
though.
wandered
That's,
into the next ballroom is what they did. Hey, what's going on in here? They walked around for a few minutes, and I guarantee whatever the Spanish word is for dork, they all said it, and they walked out the fucking door.
Look at these El Dorcos.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they were like, you know
Dork
what, we need to get.
gringos, because I fucking guarantee that out of 1,000 dart players, not 5 of them are black.
Hey, real quick though, if I
I
could-
guarantee that.
I'm-
Black guys are way too cool to fucking do that.
I'm going off of
Black guys play
script here.
pool at best.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They're not really bar game people.
If I could, a fuck you for the weekend on that trip goes out to the bellhops at the Hyatt Regency.
Why, they wanted a tip and you guys
Chicago.
you
They-
cheap fucking darters?
No,
like,
no.
no. I'll carry
No.
my own darts.
Gave a good tip and everything, but they are just complete assholes. If you don't park in the right spot, they get aggravated. If you don't get your luggage out in time, they're aggravated. Just everything is a schedule for them.
Well, they're
It's like,
in the middle
fuck
of
off.
Chicago, dude. There's no parking spaces
This
anywhere.
wasn't in the middle of Chicago. Yes, it was Chicago, but it's still like not downtown Chicago.
Well, I get it. But the bottom line is you drove all that way to play darts. I mean, there's no way around
It was
that.
awesome. It was awesome. And I'm definitely going to Virginia Beach in March
For a dart tournament.
for a big dart tournament. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Why March?
It's
They
just
don't
one
even
of the
realize. They don't even realize in the dart world that fucking it's cold in March in
That's
Virginia.
dart
like,
Christmas. Yeah, dart's an indoor sport, though.
I know, but I mean, you
Sport. I
indoor
called it a
sport.
sport.
It's an indoor sport. There you go. See, there
Oh,
you
my
go.
God. Do you realize that an old man in a fucking wheelchair could be a good dart player?
No, he couldn't.
Yes, he could.
because they shake too much.
No. Just because his legs don't work doesn't mean anything's wrong with
His
his hands.
Parkinson's act
How many
up.
old guys you know that
I
got steady
guarantee
hands?
there's handicapped dart players. Guys standing there with one of those fucking
There might be handicapped dart
those
players.
round C hooks on their
kind of
leg.
That's
I've
a different
seen-
angle, though.
I've definitely seen somebody on the little knee scooter, like the old Scott Knopf scooter, but I haven't seen anybody in a wheelchair.
I like it's known as the Scott Knopf scooter to you.
I
I actually had one of those for a while. It sucked.
I think the funniest thing ever with your dart escapades is the time
Escapades.
that you actually put on Facebook. He puts this picture of this fucking nerd shooting a dart. Okay, and he goes, this guy is a beast. He just did this and won this tournament. And I put, that guy's a dork, not a beast. And dude, a day later, the guy answered me.
Yeah. Did he admit that he was a dork?
No, he made a joke of some type. He didn't actually come back after me.
The best part about that is I really don't know Jose. I just played him in one tournament. I was like, hey, you shot good. And
but he's your Facebook friend. And obviously, because he read my post when I called him a dork.
That's so funny.
And he answered me. And I was like, man, it's two dorks.
If it would have been like one of my
Multiple
friends,
dorks.
If it would have been one of my friends from around here, I would have had him give you so much shit. But I didn't know Jose that well, so
Yeah, fuck Jose.
Fuck darts.
Now, here's my thing with darts.
Easy.
Like, are you good at darts? Like, would you consider yourself good?
on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give myself a 7.
A 7? Like, locally, you're pretty good. Like, you play most people and you compete
around
most
here,
people.
yeah, 8, 9.
See, that's what bothers me. It's not that you're good for you, but you haven't been doing it that long. And like most sports, if you do it like a year or two, you're not going to be one of the better players.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta put the time into it, man.
But you can't. No other sport you can put the time in a year or two to get good at it that good, or you can be one of the best. No one's out there playing football for 1 year and being one of the best.
If somebody wanted to, when the Bengals had Randy Bullock as the kicker, right? If somebody
Fat
took
Randy.
if somebody took 6 to 8 hours out of their day and just kicked footballs,
No,
for
they
6
wouldn't.
to 8 hours,
No, they wouldn't.
They could have made it.
No, they
No, they
wouldn't.
couldn't have.
No, they couldn't. That
if they dedicated
Those
their
guys
time
spent their fucking youth playing soccer and fucking strengthening
they
that
could've.
leg.
I think
you ever
they
seen
could've.
those? Even fucking Fat Randy. The motherfucker's got thighs on him like this that are rippling with muscle. Kicking's a different thing.
Hey, he's got that cheeseburger gut.
All you got to do with darts is this.
I agree. And I know, and even like pool is another bar game, but pool, there's so much to it. And like, I really do appreciate a good pool player, and I think that takes a long time. Darts, I don't appreciate a good dart player. I just think you have a
takes
straight
a
throw.
long time.
No, I just think you got a straight throw. A year. A year's not a long time.
What kind of troll female, seriously, would be at a dart tournament sitting there going, come on, baby, you got this? It doesn't happen. Honestly, I think in the dart community, you say, okay, I'm going to be good at darts. I'm going to give up any chance of ever getting pussy again.
So here's the thing. So darts is an English sport, right? Like if you're
No
in
wonder
England,
it sucks.
If you're in England,
the food.
They
Like
take
everything about England.
They take darts very seriously.
They take soccer seriously in England.
Correct. But the thing is, take pool for example. Pool is
That's why we went away.
Pool is popular here because the Americans made it pool. It's snooker in England, right? If you don't play snooker, you're not a good.
We don't live in England.
Player.
None of us.
What's
do.
the difference between snooker and pool?
Snooker, all the balls are the same color.
It's a bigger table.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes into
Well,
it.
that's
But they're all the same color.
I could give a fucking less about the color of the balls.
But I mean,
what's the actual
there's
game?
not solids and stripes.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all.
I don't know the exact table length or anything.
So why
but
do we do pool?
And there's no side pockets in a snooker table. Only corners, I think.
See, I heard
I
we
don't,
got.
no, I don't think so.
Didn't we get pool from one of those like Asian countries? Or weren't
Possibly, but
aren't they the
I don't know.
best? Isn't it the Filipinos
See,
are
I
like
don't,
the best?
I don't. Well, Efren Reyes was the best pool player, but
What is he?
he's Filipino.
Yeah, I think like
Yeah.
the Filipinos are the ones that do the pool. I think they're the
Yeah,
fucking
I mean,
masters.
possibly. I don't know exactly where it originated from, but in England, it's snooker. And they don't really play pool.
Yeah,
so
it's also tea instead of coffee. Go fuck yourself, England.
It's also
I
no
hate
salt
England.
on
fish
anything.
and fish and chips.
England sucks.
Fuck off. Sorry, England.
Not sorry, England. Fuck you, England. I'm out of England. Hey, if we have any English listeners, stop listening. I don't care. I'm willing to lose you as a fan.
Billiards originated in France.
France.
Ah.
Well, that's billiard. Put just actual pool. Because billiard is a different type of pool as well.
Is it?
Which country?
I
Yeah.
thought billiards was just a different name
So
for
billiards, you have 3 balls on the table.
pool. You know all these shitty
Yeah,
sports.
well, I used to. I'm still friends with somebody.
And
that
you're
plays
not
a lot
even
of
an
pool.
alcoholic.
It says
Like, usually
English
people that are
billiards
into that stuff-
originated in England and was originally called the winning and losing
Probably why they call it English
carom
billiards.
bowl game, whatever. It doesn't. Basically, it was invented in France,
Yeah.
and then it became snooker.
What is America invented? We got basketball and football.
That's pretty much
Is that our?
We got the two good things.
But it's the best two sports.
And baseball.
Did we invent baseball? Yeah, we invented baseball too. Didn't
Abner Doubleday, yes.
we? Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got the 3 best sports then. Who invented hockey?
That
probably
had
the
to-
Canadians.
That had to be
think
Canadians.
so?
Probably the Canadians.
All right. I don't know. Maybe Russians
Russia,
or something
but
like that.
I'm thinking Canada.
Yeah, I'm not sure. On
I don't
that
know.
one.
My cousins in Germany, they take hockey very seriously too.
I think all over Europe they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much everyone but here. Well, some people here do.
But I mean, here it's like you talk to Daddy White, You know, the studs in his hometown weren't the football players; they were the hockey players up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know, it's I guess different part of the country, but
Yeah, well, it's
hockey's
fucking
huge there,
cold.
right?
It kind of requires cold. I mean, unless you're rich.
I mean, hockey is almost always played indoors. However,
Yeah, Canada. Canada is where it happened. Of Nova Scotia.
Hey, by the way, a couple podcasts ago, Chris said that the hockey players are the toughest bitches in
annoyed
sports.
me.
But no, I mean sometimes they do take a puck to the face,
no,
and like
I'm not saying they're not
and 20
tough.
minutes later, they're back with stitches on their head and just
120
playing
mile
again.
an hour fucking.
I will never say they're not tough.
No,
they are tough.
Yeah.
They're definitely tough. I just don't think they're tougher than the guys that fight for a living.
Oh, you're right.
I just don't think someone that, gets kicked and punched and their arm bent the wrong way every single day isn't tougher than the hockey player that occasionally gets in a fight and occasionally will get hit with some stuff. But it's not every fight. Like, that's the whole point of the sport.
Yeah.
Like, hockey, the point of the sport is hockey. A fight might break out.
I don't
know what I mean?
think-
But
I don't think
fighting,
there's-
the
I don't
point of
think
the sport
there's a
is
pussy.
fighting, so that's all they do.
I don't think there's a pussy in the sport of hockey. I think if you go out there and
I don't
you
think there's a pussy in the sport of MMA.
Yeah, exactly.
well, no, but there's some that aren't any good.
Sure, there's some bad hockey players too, dude.
Not in the NHL, there aren't. You know how many little fucking
not
hockey
a
leagues
bad,
there are?
There's not a bad fighter in the UFC, dude.
But that's
every fighter in the UFC could beat up damn near every person you've ever met in your life.
But that's also like saying
it's
there's a
just-
bad player in the NBA. Every player in the NBA, if you played against them 1v1, you wouldn't score against them.
I mean,
every single player.
I personally know one MMA fighter or one MMA.
I could score against James Harden.
No, you couldn't.
He wouldn't try to do anything. All I would have to do is
You
take
wouldn't
shots.
get the ball. He just gets the ball back.
No, eventually I'm going to get the
Play-
ball, and
play
he's
ball
going to
back.
stand under the hoop waiting for the rebound after I miss.
I know a guy named Chris Curtis who fights in the UFC, and he spent 15 years before he even got his first shot in the UFC. And this motherfucker he could beat up everyone then.
I know
what
a
mean?
lot of
like,
those
so
guys.
it's just like those guys.
Yeah,
are
they're bad
ridiculous.
motherfuckers, and I'm not saying
saying
that.
any
I'm
of them are
saying these
pussies.
hockey players. You look at half these fucking teams, they show fucking rosters, half the guys are missing fucking teeth. These guys,
Yeah, but you got to remember they're also European or Russians, and those fuckers don't brush
Yeah.
and they don't give a fuck about
they don't
it.
in England.
Yeah, so that's a different thing. Sure, they got their teeth knocked out, but most people, Americans, cool people, fucking Americans, we get a new tooth. Not these
just
fucking
get a-
weird.
we get new
So you
dentures.
don't notice.
Get new dentures tomorrow.
These and not only that, but that sport they take pride in it. I don't think they take pride in their missing teeth in the other sports.
I wouldn't think so.
I have a hard time even saying a hockey player is tougher than a football player, but I'll give you that maybe. I'm not giving you over MMA fighters.
Michael Strahan definitely took pride in that gap.
He did.
Yeah, but there wasn't a
It's not a
tooth there
missing
that got
tooth.
knocked out. He was born that way.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It still bothers me to this day that fucking Anthony Davis doesn't shave that unibrow. That bothers me. More than it ever should bother me. But come on, dude.
That's
My look.
That's the
his-
moneymaker,
Fuck
man.
you. Fuck. No, it's
That's
not.
his
His
look,
basketball ability is. Or former basketball ability, anyways. Actually, he had some great games this year, and then he
Maybe
gets
it's like,
hurt again.
Samson and the hair.
You think the unibrow gives him all of his fucking strength?
Maybe. If you cut the unibrow, maybe he'll start missing
I
everything.
just can't do it, man. I can't do a unibrow. But what I can do, and it looks like we got to get to one. Take it away.
Asshole of the week. I have one. This isn't I've went off before many times about truck drivers. I don't like them. And the reason I don't like them
Nobody does.
is because they think they own the fucking road. Now, I know some like Sean Horner, great guy, one of my buddies. I love the guy. But if he's in his truck, I don't like him because they think they own the fucking road.
Sean probably thinks he owns the road.
They'll drive by
He has
you at
that
100
personality.
miles an hour and cover your fucking car with rain and snow so you can't fucking see for 10 seconds. Yesterday, I ran into another one. This prick, don't know his name, but he works for Duke Energy. I don't know what they were doing. Now, I realize he's working all these holiday hours. He's fixing power lines, but fuck him. He's my asshole of the week. He's driving down the fucking road with obviously in a dump truck, okay? And obviously a load of just fucking rocks and gravel. And he is raining down gravel onto the fucking road. It's bouncing off everybody's fucking windshield. And he's got this little half a tarp covering the fucking thing. It's not protecting anything. And I found out because this motherfucker is sitting there and they're bouncing everywhere. You're getting hit on the side of your car. You're getting hit on the windshield. You're getting hit everywhere. I found out that a lot of insurance companies don't even hold those guys fucking responsible for that shit.
Yeah, I've
so
heard
this
that
prick's
too.
just fucking beating up people's cars, dinging people's fucking cars, and just driving around drinking his fucking coffee. Fuck you. You're my asshole of the week. All of Duke Energy is my
All of
asshole of
them.
the week.
Well, they're always my asshole. Every time I get...
Take a side road, man. Don't get on the freeway where there's 100 fucking cars behind you getting pelted with these rocks.
Every time I get my energy bill, Duke Energy's my asshole of the week. So,
Fact.
you know, at least once a week, once a month. It's fucking ugh.
Hashtag fact.
In fact. Hey, look at you being so fucking fancy.
Oh man,
Did you see that spit take last week on the show?
I did see that spit
That
take.
was a great spit take.
Wasn't
Hey,
that great?
Let me air this grievance out real quick, though. Last week's show, if you didn't see it, I had Sam on it. It's had our best YouTube numbers in a long time, and that bothers me.
I feel like she does some very good advertising.
She don't bring that much to the table where y'all need to go looking at it.
Well, maybe
All right.
maybe she's got her poker people watching.
I don't know.
In which we ragged them.
But even
basically.
before she was in poker, anytime we put Sam on, all of a sudden the YouTube numbers go up a little bit. When we had Aisha on, she did pretty good herself.
Girls, man.
You know what I mean? It's you fucking scumbags.
Chances are Jose's watching right now. He'll be watching.
Yeah, Jose's watching.
Jose?
Yeah, we'll have some dark
the
people.
darters? You're going to get some darters this week?
Oh, we're definitely getting some darters this week.
You losers. Oh, the camera's not on me. They didn't see it. Let me get the camera on me. You losers. All right, back to the other camera. Oh, shit. Didn't you have an asshole this week, dude?
Oh, yeah, I do. Andrew Tate. Fuck that guy.
You know who Andrew Tate is?
No.
All right, well, you might want to do an introduction because Andrew Tate's one of those guys that
Yeah.
I know who he is because I'm a big MMA guy and I'm a big podcast guy, and he comes up in those worlds. A lot of people they don't know who the fuck Andrew Tate is, but in the internet community, kind of, and the podcast world, he is a big personality, I guess. But I don't know anyone that likes him. But go on.
I think he's
We
full
got to
of
explain
shit.
who he is. He is a former kickboxer champion who then went on a reality, like the Big Brother over in England or some shit like that. It was in a reality show. He's an asshole. I think he got kicked out of the reality show for hitting a girl or something like that. And his big thing is basically misogyny. He fucking thinks
He's a
women are
sexist,
shit.
yeah.
He's super sexist. All right, that's his thing. He was banned on Twitter when Elon Musk came back. Elon let all the assholes back, so he's back on Twitter now. And it's the same old shit of just like, you know, women are inferior and they should bow down to men and blah, blah, blah. You know, that shit, whatever. I think most of it, he does it just for attention, obviously. I don't know how he's so fucking
Most
rich.
of that just makes me laugh because people take it way too serious.
Yeah, and you're right about that. It is him fucking with people and trolling people, but it's also who he is. Let's not forget this. He does have those same feelings.
You know, after what came out this week, possibly. So,
well, 100% after
Oh,
this
what
week.
came out? Tell me. Fill me in.
So this guy has just been, he's pretty much, he started this whole money-making scheme of getting people to sign up for what university is? It's like the Bro Life University or something like
Yeah.
It's like the, I can't
God,
remember.
these fucking dorks would sign up and he'd teach them how to hate women and be cool, dude.
Yeah, and make money. So, which possibly
Apparently a lot of money because he's taking
Possibly.
pictures in front of all these Bugattis
Yeah,
and
so
shit.
so he's got like 19 billion cars. He's got, well, that same amount in cash. Apparently he's just the best guy in the world, right? Well, anyway, this week came out. He's been caught with all kinds of crime charges, rape charges, pretty much anything you can think of. This guy has done it, right?
So he's done now.
He's been
fucked,
caught in Romania, and actually the way they caught him was just fantastic. Apparently he did a video and he had a pizza from Romania, and it was just right down the street. It was his favorite pizza shop, and they seen the name of the pizza box, and they were like, well, he's been there, so they went to Romania and.
Well, he's lived in Romania for a while.
Yeah.
But I guess they thought that he had left.
Yeah.
And then they found out through that picture, and then some other shit
the
like
pizza box.
and the Greta Thunberg thing. I think also throwing him in there, like because all that shit's marked. He basically, it sounded to me when I was reading it. It sounded to me like he was kind of doing the same thing as the my favorite porn site did. The
Girls Do Porn.
Girls Do Porn. Well, by the way, I think that guy was caught finally.
He was FBI's most wanted
Yeah, I
list,
think he finally caught him this week. But either way, it sounded like he was doing that, where he was getting these women to record these porn videos and selling them to private investors and shit like that. But I don't think these women were willfully doing it. And
That's pretty much what he was doing.
There's a lot of other shit too.
He was taking the money and just pretty much stealing from people because he wasn't doing anything with their money.
Yeah. So he finally got arrested, but he is a piece of shit. I don't know. They were going to have a fight with him and one of the Paul brothers, weren't they?
It was coming up.
That's going to be the one time I'm going to really be a Paul brother fan. I mean,
Yeah.
you're fucking rooting the shit to beat out that guy.
I don't know. I root for Jake Paul every fight. I do.
I don't mind Jake Paul.
Yeah,
I
Logan
don't-
Paul's a little bit out there, but I like Jake
actually,
Paul.
Both of the Paul brothers are going to finally come across the wrong guy, and they're going to get the fuck kicked out of them.
The Paul brothers are extremely smart. I mean, they don't get the credit for what they've done.
They don't fight anybody that can beat them.
They offer nothing. I mean, really, when you look, they're just two dudes from Ohio that somehow turned being dorks on the internet to extreme fame and money. Jake Paul has become a legit boxer, but he's also hooking himself up with matches that are very favorable to him.
Well, you got to also think about it this way. Who's the Ukrainian boxer? I can never remember his name.
The guy that's about to fight Fury?
No, he's the little guy that's undefeated. He's never been beat. I can never remember his name. Anyway, apparently this guy is like the living Floyd Mayweather that's still in boxing, right?
Yeah.
And, Jake Paul's fight was the same night as his fight, and nobody knew about that guy's fight. Jake Paul was on. Everybody's watching Jake Paul.
It's marketing.
I mean, yeah, exactly. His advertising is the best. It's just,
But that's
everything he does.
That
is the
shows
best.
the flaw of boxing in general. All right, and then that's where the UFC beats boxing so much, because regardless of the weight classes, the UFC's marketing machine makes sure everyone knows about all the championship fights. But in boxing, every boxer's kind of out on their own. You know, you can sign with different promoters, but you're out on your own. So if they don't do a good job marketing you to everybody, you're not. No one gives a fuck about you.
Unless you're the number one boxer, nobody knows who you are.
And even if you're the number one, you got to be number one with a bullet too.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, you can't fucking remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, this is hypothetical because of the weight difference and all that. It'll never happen. But if you stuck Jake Paul in the ring with Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury,
Well,
he would get
obviously,
murdered.
murdered. And I'm talking about
he's like a
in
third
a
their
different
size.
line. I realize that, but what I'm saying, a boxer of that caliber,
well, if you
in any weight class,
if you stuck him in the in the ring with Canelo, who's a lot smaller, and
Right.
Canelo would fucking embarrass him and put him out within 2 minutes.
But I think he's smart when he says, like, I'm just building up to that. I mean,
No, he
you
is
gotta-
smart. He's
you
not.
gotta understand. You got to start down here to get
Yes,
up here.
you
I
do.
realize
And-
that,
But
and
but
everyone
also
knows what
you
he's
won't
doing.
you won't make money if you just go. Now not the smart thing, but the typical boxing thing is you fight shitty boxers as you move up, but no one's ever going to watch that.
No.
You know, they don't care if Jake Paul fights a 2-6 boxer,
Right.
but if he fights an 0-0 MMA fighter, you know, something that did somebody else but his name's famous, well, now people care. Well, it's still giving him the work. He's
And
still
it's
learning how to box, and he's
Yeah.
going against people with some skill, but it's not really skill in what the actual game is.
Yeah. And I honestly thought that Andrew Tate would beat him. But anyway, fuck Andrew Tate. I mean,
If it was a straight boxing match, he would hold a chance. If it was a kickboxing match, he wouldn't, though.
I still think Andrew Tate would have knocked him
He
out.
probably would have.
So
Yeah,
is he
I
looking
think-
at like years and years in prison? Is he
I don't know what the time sent.
It's fucking Romania. Who knows what goes on
But-
over there? As
But
far
the-
as I
the
know, you go
charges
to
were
court.
here, right?
I don't know.
Oh, they
as
were
far
over
as
there.
that, you go to court and fucking the judge sent you the fucking 15 years with Dracula, because that's all I think about when I think of Romania. So
Well, I was going to say they put you in front of the town village and just the village decides. The village council.
everybody throws
So he was
garlic
doing
at
this
you.
to Romanian women, not Americans.
and no, everybody.
I think it was
everybody.
everywhere. Yeah, he's a scumbag.
Kind of sounds like it. Good asshole.
Yeah, fuck that guy. The only reason I don't really talk about him is because I know not many people know of him.
I never heard the name. So
but-
I'll just look up Andrew Tate and you'll say fuck that guy.
He's been a hot button issue within certain communities for the last 6 months. Some people like, no big deal, and then other people like, he's gonna ruin men, you know. But it is hilarious.
I'm sure it ain't making it easy.
Nah, he's definitely influenced some people in a shitty way. I'm sure. If anyone signed up for his school, I just couldn't imagine the level of loser.
People signed up for Trump University.
That's different. Trump was at least could present that he was a good businessman, you know, and if you didn't know any better, you would just look at all the money and all the marketing and everything. All right, he must be. He's fucking worth a shitload. Turns out most of it's a lie, but either way.
Most of all of them are alive. Though.
Yeah. Andrew Tate, I just never could see the attraction to wanting to
Oh, he
join
looks
his
like an
school.
asshole.
Looks like Pitbull.
I think he looks more like Michael Stipe with a beard.
All right, we have to get to another thing you have this week, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Oh yeah. You are now tuned in to Sex Advice from an aging cocksmith. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
You know, I tell you, every time I hear that song, like that is my favorite now. Like for the longest time, it was the Whoopi theme song because that's always fun.
Yeah.
Nice beat to it, and Whoopi's always dancing like an idiot. But that song's just so fucking perfect.
Well, this week I'm doing another fucking product review. I bought a new thing. I'm into buying all these toys and trying them out. You know, I bought something that it was only really last year that I discovered the true joy of a cock ring. Okay, I really like cock rings now because they just make your dick look fantastic. I mean, oh my God, it just squeezes the fucking blood. The veins come out. If you want to take a dick pic, the cock ring's the way to go. So I'm looking on Amazon for different cock rings. They have some to go around your base of your dick, some to go around your balls, some to go around both. Well, this was a double ringed cock ring. I'll send you a picture before you put it on there. It goes around your dick, around your balls.
Not like a picture of you.
No, just a ring.
He wants the full.
Because I don't want that picture.
One ring goes around the base of your dick. The other ring goes around your nuts. And then on the side of the nuts one, there's a little slit, and you slide in this little bullet vibrator.
Oh.
Okay, and what it's supposed to do is just hit you right in the taint and stimulate your prostate. So you're supposed to turn it on when you're maybe halfway through the jerk. Nuts coming. It's just that you can't see him yet. He's still in the distance, but he's on the way. So the other day I put this thing on. It's tight. I'm sitting there going, well, I don't know if I like this. The dick's pointing straight up instead of back towards me. So I'm trying it. Okay, and you got to get weird. You got to get used to jerking off with a cock ring because the cock ring tries to come with you, and it really tightens everything up.
This is just you hanging out at home jerking off with the cock ring?
Yes.
Why?
Because I wanted to try this cock ring with the vibrator before I fucked with it.
We need a product review, man. Come on.
I stuck the bullet in the side.
Don't defend him.
It's got a little fucking wheel that you turn to increase the volume. So I can feel Daddy's on the way. Daddy's almost home from work, and I fucking flip this thing on. Let me tell you, if you've never had your fucking taint vibrated, it's like those vibrating anal beads. It was too much. So I'm sitting there thinking, should I leave it on? I got to leave it on when I nut because I have to see what the difference is. Good Lord. Fucking Yosemite. I shot straight up. I thought I was going to hit the ceiling, and I don't do that anymore.
You paint the walls?
No, it went straight up because my dick's pointed straight up. It's like out at an angle. I turned this thing on about half speed. I'm going, oh my God, this is too much for me to take. I don't know if I can do it. The nut comes. The first rope went 3 feet in the air.
Man.
3 feet. Came down on my fucking, literally on my fucking legs. I ain't shot a rope like that since I was a teenager. Not knowing if I liked it or not.
How long did the session last?
5 minutes, like all of my jerk sessions. I want to get them in and out. But
Candlelight?
no, but I did have some Sade playing in the background. So if you want to shoot a fucking rope
set the mood,
to impress,
Well,
put one of these things on. I'll even buy one and send it to you.
Well, that's weird.
I got a
No,
question.
it isn't. Another product
I
review.
got questions.
Yeah.
Do you think a man with a hairy asshole compared to a very waxed asshole would have a different effect?
On the
He's telling
beads,
you
no,
he's a
no.
hairy asshole.
No, because
1 to 10 again.
nothing.
3.
Nothing. Well, except
Three's
for
not bad.
I would think you wouldn't enjoy getting your butt eaten as much as
No,
I do.
I wouldn't.
If you were bald, you would. You'd love it.
I don't know if I would.
You think?
Oh, you would. Yeah.
I think
Anyone
You think that's the difference? Is just
Well,
the amount of hair on the ass?
I got my butt eaten with hair
Yeah.
and without hair. I like it better without hair.
Now I will
feel more.
I will say that I
I feel
asked a
more.
friend today if he had waxed his asshole, and he told me he had waxed his asshole. And I asked, how was the wipe afterwards? And he said, the wipe is the best part about the wax asshole.
It is. There's nothing on there.
He said it's just a straight slide.
I don't ever remember getting caught up in hair, though. I don't know.
It's going to get caught up in the hair whether you want it to or not.
I mean, do you really got a hairy asshole? I mean, maybe hairy butt cheeks, but an
Oh,
asshole?
no. Men, I think, have a forest in their ass crack.
I don't.
I've seen women with hairy assholes.
I'm sure some people
Not
do.
for long, but the whole point is try this double ring vibrating cock ring. I'm going to send you one. Mine's purple.
You didn't set
I'll
up
send
a
you the
tent
blue
and
one.
hang out around the hairy asshole. You got in and out. You
I have
just you saw hair on the asshole. You're like, I'm exiting.
Well, no.
Not
it's
for
like-
long.
I was actually about to hit this girl from behind, and I took the underwear down, and I was playing, and a little bit of fucking dark hair was protruding from the cheeks, and I went, I'm still going to fuck her, but I'm not going to be looking at that. So I rolled her back over. And
You turn the lights off at that point.
No, I rolled her back over where I couldn't see it.
He has the clapper still.
Clapper. the metaphorical and figurative.
Well, I'm sitting there thinking, if you're a woman and you got a hairy asshole, you'd know it. Women look at their stuff.
That would be funny in today's day and age. You know, like you're going down there. Alexa, turn off the lights.
But as far as the product review goes, guys, I recommend it a couple of times. I'm going to fuck with it once to see. I did the jerk with it. I'm going to fuck with it once to see. But I haven't shot a rope like that in forever. I don't know if it's because it was squeezing everything so much it created like pressure. Because I don't think I have that kind of plumbing anymore.
What brand was it? Does it matter?
No, it was on Amazon, and it was it's a dub. It's connected.
Was it Prime?
It's 2 cock rings connected like this.
Yeah.
This one goes over the nuts. This one you stretch over the dick, and then the little sleeve you slide in the bullet if you want to do
See,
that.
I've never been a fan of the cock ring because I feel like it's just going to cut off something that I don't want to cut off.
But I've made it very clear in these episodes before that if you want to keep yourself from coming, you push on that very area on your taint, and it will stop the orgasm. I'm thinking maybe with this swinging or this squeezing and this vibrating, it was like, all right, I can't hold it anymore. Because
Yeah.
this thing shot up like a fucking bullet, man.
It's a missile.
It was unbelievable.
Very proud of
I
this.
watched it in slow-mo. It went,
It's like the Space Challenger.
and it came right back down. Next thing you know, I had a load on my leg. But the whole point is, the first blast went this high.
You need to get one of those Ring cameras for inside your house. You know, so you can watch it back if you want to, because you seem to really enjoy it.
I mean, because I've jerked off since. And
Official review.
I've jerked off since, and I got the little 3-inch blurt like I always do. This thing was magical. If you want to shoot a fucking rope, this is the fucking toy to buy.
10 out of 10. Would
$11.
recommend.
$11 is all.
Oh.
I would recommend a couple times. You can't do it every time because it's way too much sensation back there.
Yeah, but then you get if you do it every time, it just kills the effect.
Exactly right. And I think your body would get used to it and say, no, I'm going to just blurt out again. But if you want to try to shoot a fucking rope that you haven't shot, I tried those fucking medications. Remember, I tried major ropes.
Yeah, you've done all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Major
Major
That's what
ropes.
it's called. It was a pill called
But it
major.
didn't work though, did it?
It worked a little. I mean, it shot
You know
a
what
little
you need to
farther,
try?
but it hurt. It burned.
You know what you need to try the whole month of
Major
January.
ropes.
The whole month of January. Don't jack off at all.
Oh shit!
Don't
No,
jack
that's
off at
not
all.
gonna happen.
Hold on, listen. Hold on, listen though. But
You
hold
nerds
all
always
of it-
want to have these no jack.
No,
months.
no,
I
listen.
never got it.
I don't.
Listen,
No,
listen.
I don't. But it's a thing, and
Yeah, but hold on. Don't do any. Don't finish at all in January, right? No nutting or at all. And then February 1st, use that cock ring and see what you do.
I couldn't go a month. without-
You want the world record
you
for
could, but you'd be probably a horrible person.
I would.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
like,
a stress reliever for me.
there's-
And you're telling me not to fuck then either for the whole month.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Just go 31 days.
No.
And then
I choose no.
and then shoot that rope. I'll tell you, you want the mega rope? That's the mega rope right there.
Well, I don't think medically it works like that. I don't think if you
It 100%
abstain
works that way.
your balls just continue to fill with more and more goo. I don't think that happens.
But it's science.
is it science? You only
Is
got
it?
so much ball. You think that? Well, I guess they
It
do
is
swell up a
science.
little bit, too. I don't know. I've never gone that long, nor do I care to. That's always been a thing. Like these internet communities with their no fap
Seinfeld.
whatever month, and you're
Seinfeld.
Just, is that a Seinfeld thing?
Remember they did the
No, I don't
master
remember,
your own
obviously.
domain. The 4 of them had a contest who could not masturbate the longest. One of
was
my best episodes.
Master of Domain.
Master your domain. And the worst part about it is Jerry had a fucking neighbor who would get naked and he could see her from the window. He was doomed from the fucking get-go. George ended up
Was
winning,
it supposed to be a month or just
Jerry
the
won.
longest of who could
The
go
longest
without?
it could go.
Huh.
I could definitely beat you in that.
Seinfeld's now done everything. Everybody else should just quit.
Yeah.
Seinfeld already did it, and they did it better
Well,
than
in
you
South
will.
Park.
So just go ahead and jerk off, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
So
it.
yeah, do the double cock ring. I'll send you one. I'll send you one too.
I'll pass, bud. Here we go. Name your prize.
I'm not going to get really gross with this one. This one is one that I actually thought of because I tried to come up with a price for myself.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, now his number will be lower than yours, I'm sure of it. You're a married man. And it goes along with kind of what you were saying. Go 1 year without fucking or jacking off. 1 year without any orgasms whatsoever. What's
Give me-
your price?
$100.
$100.
$100.
I told you his would be lower.
$100. That's simple.
It's not simple.
That's simple for me. I don't know.
$100.
$100, man.
Dude, you're gonna end up shooting up a mall. Like people that do that, like that, just you're gonna end up doing some bad shit. I don't trust you if you can't. $100.
$100.
$100.
Yeah, but I'm making it reasonable. I'm trying to get paid here.
$100
in a year.
You're making it reasonable.
You want $2 a week.
Yeah.
I'd pay more than $2 a week for the rubber and the toys that go with it.
Oh my
There's
God.
no fucking way.
No, $100. All right,
Mine's $100,000.
$100,000.
That's unreasonable.
You got to understand, this is going to affect my whole life. This is going to change my mood. Like he said, I will be a grumpy person all the fucking time. I will be stressed out to the tits. My blood pressure will shoot through the fucking roof.
You'd be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be.
Yeah,
I don't want to be. It's the kind of surprise, hey, if you walk in on your fucking parents fucking, I'm surprised, but you're scarred for life.
Same thing here. Like I'm a pretty high strung fucking dude, and I got two things that get me. I can jerk off or fuck, or I can smoke weed. Those are the only things that can really make me not an asshole. Like I know if I don't do either of those, I'm a fucking asshole. I had to quit smoking once for 3 months to pass a drug test, and I guarantee I was a horrible person by the end of it. And I know I was, because my wife looked at me as soon as I passed the test. She's like, go buy a bag of weed. You know what I mean? Because she knew, like, I'm fucking just an asshole if I don't have it. So the jerking off thing's the same thing, especially more for you. Your sex drive's higher than mine. But even mine, like, I know if I went even a week, I'd be like, "Rrr." You know what I mean?
You'd still be surprised. I'm telling you.
But the whole point is you get none of it if you last 364 days. You got to do 1 year.
You got to do the 1 year.
You get paid at the end. So you're telling me next year from right
That'd
now?
be so simple.
All right, you know what?
But you're
I'll give you $100 next year.
Bet.
If it
But
is,
how do I know it didn't happen?
Well, that's true too.
That's the one thing.
With all the fucking with the barrage of Latinas throwing themselves at you every tournament, what are the chances?
Here's the thing. I'm a very trustworthy person when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I would tell you, I would come up to you and be like, Chris, I fucked up January 3rd, 2:30 in the morning. That was my time. But no, it's one of those things I would be up and
What
honest.
I like is, like you're honest there. You knew it wasn't gonna be like January 2nd I got a girl. It was January 2nd I jerked off.
All right, how about you split it with me? 50 apiece 1 year from
I
today.
don't believe him. I am not just. What do you mean? Why?
It's just because I'm number one in the.
No, it's just because I don't. It doesn't matter who you are. Whoever's sitting in that chair could be anyone in the world. I don't believe them if they told me they didn't jerk off for a year. I'd be like, yeah, right, sure, buddy.
I've definitely went 4.5 months before. So
what the fuck?
Fuck, dude.
How have you not killed someone?
It was easy. You have more time in the day.
I
The
jerk
birds
off.
are
It takes
chirping.
3-4 minutes, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing. And then guess what? I'm stress free for a while.
Yes.
No,
I need 100 G's.
I
Man.
got that evil out of my system. That's what it is. You just got to get that evil out of your fucking system every
But
so
see,
often.
and in your case, it's going to be harder for you because your wife is going to be mad at you because she's going to be in the mood sometimes.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
don't
gonna
know
have to
about that, but
in
anyway.
a year, she might not want it every day, but in a year, she's going to want it.
I don't know. She's built different too. She might murder some people in a mall also.
But what I'm saying is she's going to ask you for sex and you're going to say no.
Well, yeah. Well, either way, that's never good.
No,
It
never
works
ever
out
good.
for dudes. If, you
No.
know, that's the thing is they can say no whenever they want, but we're not allowed saying no because if we do, it's an emotional damage.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
right.
he doesn't want me anymore.
That's their
like,
hot button. So,
But anyhow, my number, I think your number's fair. Right around $100,000. It has to be. It has to be a job for me.
Me
You know what I
too.
mean? It has to pay what my salary would pay plus a little bit more, and that's what $100,000.
and
is.
I have to look
Just to
for
not
another
nut?
outlet.
Yes, dude.
Just a not nuts.
It's a lot.
It's psychological. It's stress, man. My blood pressure would be through the roof if I went months.
I promise you, it wouldn't.
Yes, it
I
would. You're
promise
just
you
built
it would.
different, man. You got
Dude, about-
you ate too much soy as a child or something.
About
I don't know what's
6
going
months
on.
ago- About 6 months ago, I went almost 3 months without getting laid. 3 months. And dude, I was stressed.
I can go long times without getting fucked. I mean, like I've done that. Yeah, as a fat guy growing up, it happened, but I couldn't go without at least jerking off. Like it just couldn't happen.
Well, you know what? Before I had the 4 fuck buddies,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would go 3 or 4 months sometimes, but I wasn't used to getting it like I am now.
Yeah.
Since I've been divorced, I've been getting it every couple of weeks regularly from one of them.
I just feel like I can't. And I'm not an everyday guy. You know, some people are everyday people.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I mean, I can go days. You know, but I'm not. I don't think I can go a week.
As far as jerking off goes,
I maybe can go a week.
I don't think I've went without jerking off for more than 2 or 3 days in a long fucking time.
That's what I mean. That's what I was about to say. Go 1 week.
No.
And tell me how it was.
You wouldn't know. I'd be a dick. Everybody would be mad at me.
No, you would. Trust me. That 4th day, you'd be like, man, actually, I feel like getting in the gym. Something like that. I guarantee you would say something like that.
You would definitely look for another outlet for your stress and aggression and all that. And I agree with that. That would happen.
And that's the thing.
But
but let's stop pretending like you're at the fucking gym, dude. You're not looking like Evo in here.
I tell you what, my knee's fucked up. It really
whatever.
is.
You can work out your arms.
Dart
your
injury.
Knee's fucked up.
Dart injury.
There's other things you can do. I'm just saying.
I was getting ready for boxing class doing jump rope, and I heard a pop.
Boxing
it's
class?
Never been good. It's never been good.
You were taking boxing classes?
I took 2 boxing classes, and hold on.
Did you get a Groupon?
No. So I did so there's 3 free classes I could have taken. I took 2, and I was jumping rope one day in the living room. And
boxers always think they got to jump rope.
I was jumping rope. I was like, I want to be.
Boxers do.
I was like, I want to be somewhat in shape for this. You know, I don't want to go in there,
right?
I don't want to go in there, you know, punching the bag. So I was doing some jump rope, and I heard a pop, and ever since then, my knee's been fucked.
All right, well, let me ask one question I've wanted to ask you ever since you've really taken. You're pretty serious about darts now. You go to tournaments and do all this. Since you started playing darts, what is the pain level between 1 and 10? From the very second that the head of the penis enters the asshole, does it hurt immediately then, or does it have to go 3 or 4 inches in before the real sharp pain hits?
It's definitely the 3 or 4 inches.
Oh, shit. The tip's all right.
I fuck with you. I love Harry Guy. I just fuck with him because he plays darts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a gay sport per se. I just think
you don't have a line of women.
I just think it's a dork sport. You know what I mean? I think all bar sports. I think they're either alcoholic or dorks. Like you're one or the other. So you pick.
So there's like so the percentage of hot girls to just your typical bar female is like 2%, to be honest. Like you get 1 out of every 50.
I would bet you that there's not one girl on the dart circuit that I would stick my dick in.
Yeah, you would.
Most of those girls in a dart circuit are sticking their dick in each other. Like that's like.
But the thing is,
probably most being.
But the thing is that 2% that's out there, it's like you got like 15,000 vultures after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
that's true, probably.
That's
the problem.
But the vultures are all dorks.
Yeah. They're all dorks too.
All bumping into each other, trying to get to the pussy.
Hey, I like you.
You remind me of that girl on Star Wars.
You're really pretty. No game in the dart world. I guarantee no game in the dart world.
Real quick, though, if I could, about the music. So I was going to save this. The Name Your Price sounds totally like Death Clock. Am I right here?
I don't know. I don't... Listen, he told me he wanted something like Cannibal Corpse metal.
And that wasn't Cannibal Corpse.
And I am not a Cannibal Corpse guy, so I don't even know what Cannibal Corpse metal sounds like. Like, I just know they're a metal band.
It's like thrash meets
but I
dark
could
metal.
see I mean, I know Adam liked or like that, whatever what was it called?
Death Clock.
Yeah, he was into that when that was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let's just jam anyway. We don't actually have one of those.
I'm playing darts.
All right, we don't actually have one of those, but I do miss the song. Yeah, I could see it being like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tell him usually 3 words. Like I'll go, and I did say Cannibal Corpse. I don't know. He never listened to Cannibal Corpse as far as I knew. So I just said Cannibal Corpse with a lot of double bass, I believe, is what I told him.
The crazy bass.
Yeah, and he and then he sends me that back. And that's where it ends.
And you're like, okay, that's cool.
Most of the time, I've liked every single one of them. The only one I don't like, I've said, what was it?
I don't even think you've said it, actually.
The hewo I'm not a big fan of, but that's my fault because I didn't tell him hewo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I should have said hewo. And maybe it was the Foreigner one. that we used to do. I didn't like that song.
Okay.
There was like 2 of them I don't like, but he has a pretty good hit rate. But then again, if I don't like him, I'll never tell him I want another one, though. Like, I'm not going to make him redo it because he's doing it for free. This shit probably takes him at least 4 or 5 hours just to do a 10-second song.
You'd sound like a dick.
Yeah, it's my best friend. I just I'll take what you give me. All right, that's fine.
And most of it sounds good. I mean, most
of
can't
it's
have
awesome.
a problem with it.
You got to remember, he plays every fucking instrument when he's doing
Yeah.
it. So I mean, it's going to take a while to make every one of those songs, even if they are only 10 seconds long. But let's
Fuck you.
And that one, I told him I just wanted a punk fuck you. And that was it. And that's what he sent back. And then it's a punk song with a nice fuck you.
That was solid.
All right, you got a fuck. I actually don't have a fuck you, buddy.
You have a fuck
we're
you?
getting to the end of the show.
You know what? I'll give
I remember you saying you had a fuck you.
a preseason fuck you to Joey Votto, just because fuck Joey Votto.
Really? You don't like Joey Votto?
I don't like Joey Votto.
You're wearing a Reds hoodie.
Exactly.
He's the heartbeat of the Reds right
He's
now.
not the heartbeat of the Reds. He's the soul killer of the Reds.
How is he the soul killer of the Reds, dude?
I just don't like Joey Votto.
Nah, you're wrong, man.
I
You're only
just hate
saying that
Joey
because he's
Votto.
getting older.
And
I'm
actually,
upset about this.
Actually, if I could say one thing just from a couple seasons ago, fuck Sean Doolittle too. You can go fuck yourself too.
I don't remember
Why?
caring about Sean Doolittle.
So every game I went to, and I go to about 25, 30 games. Every game I go to, Sean Doolittle throws away the game. There could be 2.
Well, yeah, but
there
there's
could
been
be
a few Reds that have done that over the last.
There could be 2 outs in the 4th or whatever. He gives up 9 runs. It never.
Okay.
Hey,
fucking,
Big Man did that. Amir Garrett did that
Who
a
gives
lot.
shit? I will give you
you're
that.
right.
I'll give you Doolittle. Okay, I will give you Garrett. Votto.
I've just always had
I mean,
a
what's
problem.
the problem with Votto?
I've always had a problem with Votto.
You just don't like really good baseball players.
And you don't like guys who literally commit to one team and stay there even if they're offered more money somewhere else?
He's never done anything wrong. He's been a solid dude as long as he's been in Cincinnati. He brings in top fucking poon. I've seen him out and about.
You have
The guy is trying to win.
Now that's a pro.
He's one of those baseball players, though. Even though he's getting a little bit older and he doesn't hit like he used to. But my point is, he's one of those guys that wants the Cincinnati Reds to win games whenever possible, and that's the guy I want on my team.
Yeah.
See, I think
He
the problem.
didn't take money and
I
go
don't
somewhere
think
else.
so.
He didn't go to the Dodgers 5 years ago when he could have went to the Yankees. He didn't do any of that. He stayed in Cincinnati.
I think the problem with Votto's, or I think the perception that Votto gets is they blame him instead of blaming ownership.
Right.
All right, we got a cheap ass team that went out and spent.
That's part of the
We
reason.
spent real money on a real player. Votto got a fair contract. Probably took less to stay in Cincinnati, but since our payroll is so small and it takes such a giant portion, people blame Votto. That's not his fault. Like, he took lower money to stay in Cincinnati.
Right.
That's
you know,
part
they
of
got
it, but-
they got 9 Vottos on the Yankees, or the Mets or whatever.
Yeah, but because of
the
that's
Mets-
not Votto's
the Mets
fault,
bought
though.
the season is all they did.
Votto has been worth his contract. If you've looked at the way he's played to the amount of money he's got paid compared to
agree.
other people
I
in
agree.
the league and their contracts and their production, he's played his contract. They maybe not have signed him so long. You know what I mean? Like, these last couple of years, everybody knows those kind of big contracts with those older players. Those last couple of years, you're not going to get the same
it's really
guy.
because you don't
But-
you don't keep your favorite players around. I mean,
But you-
And that's why I hate
that's
that's
the
what I
thing.
hate about sports. When I was a kid growing up, granted it was a long time ago, players stayed with the same team the whole fucking career.
You
They
buy-
don't do that anymore.
you buy a
At
jersey
any sport.
you buy a jersey and halfway through the season, jersey's null and void anymore.
In any fucking sport.
Yeah,
they
so-
go after that ring or after that giant paycheck. There's no fucking city loyalty anymore that used to be there. Now, even someone like Barry Bonds, he played for 2 teams. Okay, he was a piece of shit, but he did start in Pittsburgh. And then he started the Royds and ended up in San Francisco. But the man played for 2 teams. When you got that kind of hitting power, every team's going to be offering you giant contracts every fucking time yours is done.
Yeah.
He didn't leave. He stayed in that one fucking city.
The thing with someone like Joey Votto, he's going to stick around, and eventually he's going to get that perception. And Barry Larkin kind of got it towards the end of his career. Ken Griffey Jr. towards the end of his career. At the time that you got him, this is what you had to pay them. But you got to know on the back end, that's not going to be worth it probably because they're fucking old. But that's what you have to do. And in baseball, it's guaranteed money. That's
Because
not like other
they
places.
want retirement money.
Yeah,
I mean, these
that's not
Max
like other
Scherzer
places.
contracts and Justin Verlander contracts that are fucking insane.
But the problem with the Reds is they are built for a team that can't do that to win. All right, you can't
Right.
pay
They gotta
one
go
guy.
small baseball.
They got to do the Billy Bean fucking Moneyball shit.
Well, they did that with Votto at the beginning. They gave Brandon
Yes.
Phillips the same kind of contract 2 years later.
Yeah, Votto we developed. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you would have had to take a Votto when he was on those rookie contracts, and you would have had a good team around him at that point.
Right.
You know, that's how a team like the Reds have any chance. They did a Florida thing. The Marlins were great at it for a little while there. They'd turn over the complete fucking roster every 7 years, but they won 2 championships in that time.
Yeah, but we're turning over the roster like every 3 months.
Well, because we've got
Well,
shitty
we
ownership.
don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. In order to be good in that market, you have to have excellent scouts. All right,
Yeah.
they can build a farm system.
We've got
and
that.
that can also pick out the mid-range free agents and shit from other
Yeah.
teams that are maybe need a welcome back deal, and it'll be
Correct.
good for maybe 1 or 2 years.
We
at
have
low
that,
money.
but our shitty ownership doesn't fucking.
I don't know if
care
we got
about
good
any of
scouts
that.
or not, man.
Every
it's hard to
team's
say.
got good scouts. Every fucking major league team has got good
but
scouts.
at the end of the day, just a quick fuck you to Joey Votto. That's it.
I don't like that you're fucking Joey Votto on
I don't
our
either.
show, man.
I
I'm
like
a big
Votto.
Joey Votto guy.
I am too.
I'm glad you are, but
and I can usually see
I'm
the
not.
bad in everyone, but I have a hard time seeing the bad in Joey Votto.
He's a good guy. I
yeah.
mean, he's probably a nice guy outside of baseball, but just a quick one.
There was a one point where I was pissed off that he wouldn't move, I believe, the right or left field. And we had another player that played first base, and he was fatty kind of, and he could only
Stakis?
play first base. No, I don't remember what his name was. He was a young guy we ended up trading away, and I don't think the guy
okay.
became much. So I was wrong in the end. They made a good decision.
Yeah, but you're talking Votto's never, ever been an outfielder, man.
You know
He's
what
a
was
first
weird?
baseman.
Let me, before we get into this, I don't have a fuck you, but I had a cuck dream the other night, right?
Nice.
Now, not the kind of what you would think. This was a delivery thing. This was weird. So I was delivering DoorDash, and I don't know why, but I go inside the house, and as soon as I go inside the house, lady's laying on the floor naked with her ass up in the air.
Nice.
Not that attractive, though. All right.
Oh, okay.
These weren't
Not-
attractive
not
people.
nice, then.
And then this guy comes walking out completely naked with I don't know. There was something going on with his balls. I just remember weird balls. And I remember and I was like, oh no, this ain't happening, guys. I'm married. Like, I'm not doing this. And they got all pissed, and I was like, but I'll watch you fuck. And then-
You were the
and
cuck in that situation.
Yeah, but I had no relationship to them, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I remember sitting on the couch to watch them fuck, and being so like turned off because they were just gross, and I felt like I was doing them a favor the whole time. It was such a weird fucking dream, and then I just got up and left. And I remember going, "Man, I want to talk about this on the podcast. This is in my dream still." And I go, Carmen knows that I actually stuck around to watch them fuck. She'd be pissed at me.
In a dream.
Yeah, in a dream. I'm going through all these scenarios.
You don't wake
You know,
up or
this isn't
anything.
real. So I'm glad that I woke up and it was such a realistic dream that I remember it and I can tell it on the podcast because it actually didn't happen. You know what I mean? But it's fucking hilarious.
I've always
a weird dream.
That would be hard for me too, but you know, I've always had a lot of weird things. I've always wanted to watch 2 really huge people fuck. Just to see how it's done.
Dude,
how it
I've
works?
said it from the beginning. We have people that we know, we've worked with over the years where I've said I'd pay $5 to watch them fuck, and everybody's just like, ew. And
No.
I'm like, I just got to know how it works.
How does it work?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Didn't you say there's no fatty on fatty action? There has to be skinny and fatty. It can't be.
Yeah, that's why I want to see fatty on fatty just to see how it
Yeah.
works.
How it gets in?
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
want to watch 2 midgets fuck.
Well, that wouldn't be weird.
Yeah, it would.
I don't think.
Why?
I don't think that's
It
hard to
would look
find.
like 2 little fucking action figures fucking. You wouldn't want to see that. I do.
It would look
I don't
like
want to
kids
see.
to me.
I don't want to
Yeah,
Gross
see
out, I
that,
think.
exactly. I
Oh
feel
no,
like
the
that's
guy.
a pedophile
I'll make sure
thing.
the guy has a beard.
Anytime I see a midget porn, it instantly turns me off. It's so gross.
I'll make
to
sure
me.
it doesn't turn anybody on. It's
Yes,
just
it
a
does.
novelty. It's a
It definitely
novelty.
turns
It turns
some
some people on.
I do want to have a sex.
Everything
with
turns-
a little person.
Yeah.
I just do the bucket list.
That's a weird. That's just. I don't know.
I think their vaginas are the same size as a regular size one. I think they are. What I'm saying is,
Did you think yours wouldn't fit?
What? It's like
No,
a fun
what I'm
size
thinking
candy
it-
bar.
I don't
no.
got
What I'm
midget
saying
dick.
is, I think you say, hey, this girl over here just took 8 inches off this dude, and people would maybe think, well, because the little person's only this tall, their opening only goes 4
yeah,
deep.
where to go?
Yeah, I think they could take it all. I just think,
Fucking.
like I said,
You think about this just sitting at home alone all day?
I think of lots of weird stuff sitting home
You
alone.
think if she's short enough and you fucked her, you could poke her lung with your dick?
I mean, I think that sometimes
she
I
start
would
getting breathing problems because you got your fuck.
Sometimes I think I would get turned off. I mean, like if the flippers started kicking and stuff.
Flippers. Flippers. This motherfucker's been saying flippers for 2.5 years.
But what I'm saying is, I think that's something that in my lifetime I'll probably never ever do is sleep with a
Not for free.
Right. You
I mean,
probably
you
have
could
to get a
probably
prostitute.
find a prostitute if you look hard enough and you're willing to travel.
Somewhere you could find a
Yeah,
prostitute.
there's definitely midget prostitutes out there.
Oh,
bro.
absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's way more than one.
But I just think that would be a novelty. I could say, yeah, I did it.
Well,
And
man,
I'm
I wish you
as
luck.
of right now, I haven't done it.
I wish you luck always in your endeavors. You got to fuck you though, and we got to wrap this up.
No, I lost my fuck you.
What?
I lost track of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Keep thinking then, bud.
No,
God damn.
It was somebody. It was somebody at Meyer,
Are you
but I
on
don't remember
drugs?
who. That same Meyer, the ham guy.
I still say fuck you to the Valvoline Brian guy because I went and got my oil changed at a different place and it ended up costing more than I would have paid at Valvoline. They said they rotated my tires, but I'm pretty goddamn sure they didn't because it looks like the same fucking tire.
So the other place fucked you more than Brian did.
Maybe. And then they tried to sell me 2 tires, which I do need. And this was icy outside at the time, so they weren't wrong about it.
Did you buy the tires?
No, their price was $160 more than the place that I usually go to get my tires. Fuck you.
I just
All
go to the Honda
So
shop.
fuck you, Monroe. Yeah, fuck you, Monroe Auto Part Tire Rotation. Fuck you, place up there on Beachmont.
Fuck anyone that fixes
They were
cars.
nice guys. I'll give them that. They were nice guys, but a little high. I paid $80 for an oil change. It just seems high.
Do you do full synthetic?
Yes,
So do I, and that's what I pay at Valvoline.
that seems too much.
Well, yeah, but
Well, but Valvoline, I always get like some kind of like 20-30% off coupon.
well, yeah, but it's $100 now, and then you get a $20.
Oh, wow,
off
it's
coupon.
$100 now?
It's $100.
What are they? What's going on?
And then they send you a coupon for $20 or $25 on a text.
We need to make up with these Russians and get
It's
some
the
cheap
full
gas.
synthetic thing.
Just
And
let them
I
have
asked-
Ukraine, dude. If I can get cheaper gas, just let them have Ukraine. I don't care.
And I Googled it, said, hey, can I get like half synthetic, part synthetic? Will it fuck up my car? And they said, yeah, it'll probably fuck up your car.
Yeah, not a good thing to do.
So yeah, you got to go for the full synthetic.
Goddamn.
Even when
that
you go to
makes me sick.
AutoZone, I was going to fucking do it myself.
Mhm.
Changing oil's not hard. You know what I mean? And screw the fucking.
I just don't like getting underneath cars.
The whole point is,
Claustrophobic.
I went in to buy the fucking synthetic motor oil. It's crazy expensive by itself at a fucking auto parts store.
Really?
So I'm like, fuck it. Won't get my hands greasy, and I won't fucking.
I used
fuck
to
up
have
the
2
filter.
mechanic friends that I was, close with, and I've kind of lost touch with over the years, which kind of sucks.
He moved to the Philippines.
I got free fucking oil changes for years. I just stop at my friend's store and we'd shoot the shit. He'd change the oil, I'd, smoke a bowl with him or something and then move on. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
But I got to the point where I just grew apart from him. And now, like, when my car fucks up, I feel guilty if I call him because, oh, hey, I haven't talked to you in 4 years. You think you could do this, and this for me? You know what I mean?
For free?
Yeah. Well, not for free. I know I pay all my friends any of their stuff, but you're going to get it cheaper. You go to a store, you're going to pay $400. You go to my buddy, he's going to charge me $200. He's going to make more money because it's a side job. They're not paying him $200 for an hour worth of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you save money, they make money, everyone's happy. But when you only contact them when you need them, you
shitty.
feel like an asshole.
Yeah, as you are.
So I just don't.
If you haven't talked to him, don't ask for favors.
Yeah, don't do it. It's fucking rude, right?
That's an asshole move.
Yeah, and I still like these people. You know what I mean? So for me to do, I haven't talked to them well, but everybody grows apart. That's life. You don't just call them when you need something. Unless it's life or death. All right. Yeah. If my son needs something that's super, super important, fine. But
you definitely become his fuck you of the week on that one.
You know what? We got to get off here, but I am going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're an honest person. A year from today, if you have not had an orgasm, I will give you $100.
Wow, the bet is on.
Bet.
You're what?
Bet.
What is this date? We'll just
30th.
You can jerk off tonight. We'll start at the beginning of the year.
All right, deal.
January 1st.
Yeah, 2023. He cannot jerk off, and you will give him $100 if he does this.
Yeah.
Bet.
And guess what? I'll throw him 5. All
I
right.
I ain't worried about you.
So that's
not fucking because
$105.
I'll give a quarter
you keep
for the
playing
commission.
darts. You keep playing darts, and that'll take care of the fucking part. But the jerking off part, is a
That's the
different
problem.
story. Yeah.
I just don't believe you. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sure you're an honest man, but no one's that honest. Not when it comes to your dick.
I don't care. I'll be honest about it.
I don't believe you. But hey, buddy, I hope you got $105 in your future. Let's hope you don't fucking shoot up a mall in the meantime.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Hey, if I was you guys, I'd stay out of public places if you're anywhere near the hairy guy. Probably after about August, he's going to be a little off the hook.
Yeah.
We're going to see Falling Down. We're going to see it next year on Netflix. A whole full special, the hairy guy loses his shit from not jacking off.
We have the guy
Until
in
next
custody.
time.
His name is Michael
See you in
Parsons.
2023, you fucking douchebags.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now.